When road tripping through the southwest of WA, keep an eye out for the historic community of Roelands. Nestled in the foothills of the Darling Range between Bunbury and Perth, the people here are dedicated to sharing Aboriginal culture and stories with the rest of the world. A good place to stop en route to your next holiday. Roelands Village is used for community groups a lot of the time. It's also a flourishing bush tucker farm. Today I've come to learn a bit more about the history of this place and also about some plans to attract more local and international tourism to the area. Well, Les, Sid, thanks for welcoming us. Could you take us through a bit of the history of Roelands Village?
It started here about 1941. Children were brought in from all parts of WA. It was known as Roelands Native Mission. The records say 500 children that went through here, but I think it would have been more closer to 600 children. Myself and Sid Jackson standing next to me, we're part of those children that were brought out here to Roelands. We're glad that Sid Jackson's come back here and he's come back in an ambassador role for us, because Sid went on to be a champion footballer. People want to come and meet the legend as well.
These days you're here sharing these stories with other people and you're committed to getting these stories out there. How do you find that role?
Well, I think people need to hear the story, the true story told from ex-mission children. The thing is, though, that there's so many different stories to be told. What Sid and I and others do, we try to give a balanced point of view. That goes from people who adapted well and call it home, to those who are highly traumatised by what happened back then. So it's not one story to be told, it's many stories.
So it's a wonderful way to repurpose this place and use it in a more positive way moving into the future. I guess you see that as a positive step forward, Sid?
Les and the group that's here now, with the committee, that we turn the place around to the way we see that it should be and open up to the public, and do lots of positive programs and training programs and hospitality, stayovers for people that just want to stay here.
Now, one of the other great things that's happening here at Roelands Village is a working farm.
So that's one of the main directions that we're going to be heading in. There's a lot of interest in bush produce. Here locally right now we are growing wattle trees.
These are the pods themselves, and you can see that the seeds are in them, which we harvest.
Okay.
We usually put a big canvas down on the ground and knock them down with a stick. You know, we pound that, and what happens after that, it comes out and we end up with the raw seeds like this, and it comes out powdery form like that.
Fantastic. Can I have a smell?
You can have a smell of that. That's
sort of like a chocolatey, nutty coffee.
Yep.
It's very good.
It's a good income generation for a place like Roelands, that we're a registered charitable group, you know, who helps support a place like this in its operations.